I just want you to experience this with me at this moment. Here, humor me for a minute. I just want to give you a sense of what I'm looking at. What's going on, folks? It's D. White, founder of JustBlackThoughts.com. I am vlogging from Wheeling, West Virginia. Today's topic is say yes to a few extracurricular activities with your kids. My students are currently getting dressed right now, having breakfast. It is about 8 a.m. East Coast time in the morning. And I wanted to come outside and hear the birds chirp and to just hear the natural ambient sounds of Wheeling, West Virginia. Currently, I should say, let me correct myself, I'm in Flushing, Ohio, but our trip is mostly revolving around the history and the changing and the rural aspects of Wheeling, West Virginia. So why this topic? Context. Every year I go on an expedition or a field trip with my kids every summer, a service trip. We call them immersion trips at my Catholic school. And what I love about these trips, I hate the traveling for sure, but what I love about the trips is the fact that we get to see kids in a different context beyond the classroom. Now, I'm not saying be like me and do so many in a year, so many trips in a summer. There's been years where I've done, a trip almost every other month with the kids during breaks, as well as, summer breaks, spring breaks, Thanksgiving breaks, fall breaks. Now, I'm not endorsing that, but I do hope you get to do one excursion with your kids once every couple of years, whatever fits your lifestyle, your capacity, emotionally, socially, financially. But just take a moment. We are no longer in the Bay Area. Why do extracurricular excursions matter in the grand scheme of your teaching career as well as your love of teaching? Extracurriculars are an enrichment experience. It's another opportunity to learn for your own good as well as to learn about the students. And it's awesome to see their eyes light up when they're exposed to something different or when they learn a new skill. I've had students on these trips who didn't know how to make a bed, who didn't know how to uh, use a broom, and some of that is because they're still growing young adults, right? I think I have to catch myself and realize that uh, there's different upbringings, and so kids they get certain skills at different times. That's just life. People learn things at different times. I'm really grateful that I can learn patience on these trips as well. When kids are developing new skills such as how to use a gas stove, how to put things in the microwave. You can't put foil in the microwave. It's a gas stove. You're gonna have the gas going. If you don't see a flame, the gas is still going. Um, so at times it's a little scary trusting your life and your food and your dietary restrictions with some teenagers, but it's a beautiful learning experience. Again, I think it's so important to get out of the classroom for your own good whenever you have the chance. It's another opportunity for a kid to humanize you. It's another opportunity for kids to see you as a full human being with life skills and talents and interests outside of just what we teach in our subject areas. Um, I got to get back in the house to make sure the house isn't burning down. They're cooking breakfast right now, some basic scrambled eggs. So why does this matter to me as a black male educator? I was grateful enough to go to a private school and have access to certain experience not everyone gets. I got to go canoeing when I was younger, camping. That was with my school as well as with my family. So those are beautiful moments going fishing with my pops. Those are all life skill building moments. And so our young people don't get that. I hope they get exposure to a lot of different, a variety of of adventures and experiences that help them or give them the opportunity to build life skills and just to see something different. So, uh, as a kid who is now surrounded by students who get to travel every year and the students take these excursions with their families, I didn't get to do all that. I think the best trip we had was going to Philadelphia, driving to Philadelphia as a kid, as well as I think we went to St. Louis, but we spent most of the time in the car. But that was a family building moment or moments in my life, and those are valid. I'll take those any day of the week. Um, Action steps. You're probably wondering, man, you're just out here vlogging about why you're in Wheeling, West Virginia. Action steps. If you can, ask your administrators, what's possible for the year. If it's early in the year, if you're in the fall and you see this, ask about what's possible in the second half of the year or a year or two from now. Like, so you gives you time to plan. So think about enrichment opportunities that extend your classroom, and it doesn't have to be somewhere traveling outside of your town, outside of your state. It could be going to the museum. It could be going to the lake and checking out marine biology. It could be going to the library. Some kids ain't been to the library before. So those small excursions that you maybe take for granted may be large in terms of impact and exposure for a young person. So if you could, every 2 years, 3 years, whatever fits your schedule best, figure out an extracurricular activity or field trip that you want to take. I know we're in 2023 and I'm talking about field trips. People are like, duh, it's always been a thing. Not for everybody. Field trips have not been a thing for everybody, and every student hasn't had access to that. So do what you can to raise the money, talk to the families, go out there and fundraise with your young people, do the GoFundMe's, just to give kids opportunities to further enrich their learning, and for them to further see themselves in different contexts and to envision what they could be doing for a living or what new hobbies could be inspired or created given these trips. It is a beautiful thing to see young people gain life skills. I'm sitting in a cabin right now with 10 teenagers, some of whom who have never used an oven, a stove, never made their bed. And these kids are 16, 17, 18. And I have to use a lot of patience and think to myself, you don't know how to use a broom? But I have to remind myself that these are the moments where they're developing into adults. These are the young adult moments you need. Some of us may not get them when we're younger. Some of us may not get it because we don't go to college. Some of us may never get them until some of us may never get them. But these are the opportunities. These are the moments where I can sit back and smile. It's different than being a classroom teacher. Classroom teacher, you've got to organize so many things. Right now, I'm supervising. I'm teaching. There's instruction. There's overlap. But I think the thing I'm learning here, I've learned over the years, is you got to give them the space to make mistakes. Same deal in the classroom, but I think it takes on a different vibe or tone because we're out of the classroom. It feels more real to them because we are out in the real world. Not to say the classroom isn't real, but the classroom is something that's kind of contrived that we create in the room, physical room. Here, you got to cook eggs for the team. Here, you got to wash dishes. Here, you got to pick up your trash. You got to clean the bathroom after you use it. These are home skills now being brought to you as you travel. So, why does this matter to me as a black male educator? Yes, I had the opportunity. Wait, do you hear that? That's the sounds of nature behind me. Thank you. I had the opportunity of going to private school the second half of my life. Thank you to my parents. Thank you to a lot of teachers who've helped me along the way. Very grateful for that. I got to go on excursions. I got to go camping, canoeing. This is all in addition to the things that I did with my parents, my family, whether that was fishing, traveling, car trips through the country. And I'm hopeful and I pray that a lot of kids get that opportunity to travel, to do such things. But I understand that in these times it's hard to do that. Right. So I'm hoping that we can figure out ways, be resourceful, that young people can travel and get these adventures and get these experiences as early as possible in their life because that's what sticks. right? There's nothing like experiential learning. There's nothing like learning how to turn your canoe over when your canoe is flipped over with your two other classmates, and you got to figure out how to get back on that boat, and your boy couldn't swim. All right, there's nothing like going to New Orleans and teaching the kids about the music history of New Orleans. I'm from Texas, but I got love for my New Orleans folks, you dig? Ninth Ward, Master P, all those cats. So, just to wrap this video up, keep it under 5 minutes. If you can, every year or two, every 2 years, 3 years, go on a field trip. It's for enrichment. It's to develop those life skills. It's also an opportunity for a kid. I keep saying it, to humanize you and to see you as a full person with skills, talents, and interests that extend way beyond the classroom, but that make up who you are, make you unique. All right. I'm D. White, founder of JustBlackThoughts.com. Take care, and shout outs to Ohio and Wheeling, West Virginia. Peace. Hey, it's D. White, founder of JustBlackThoughts.com. If you haven't done so, hit subscribe on YouTube. Follow me at The Other English Teacher on Instagram and YouTube. Peace.